Hello, hello friends, hello children. We have learned how to use different forms of the verb in different structures. Today we are going to take a lesson where we'll find that these forms of the verb can work as noun, adjective and adverb also. That is very wonderful and interesting. Is it possible? Being a verb, they work as noun, adjective and adverb too. They really play the role of noun, adjective and adverb too, though they are verbs basically. That is double part of speech, right? When they do so, they make phrases, and these phrases, when added to the basic structures, they give a variety of structures referring to the variety of real life situations, and that too with precision, with exactness. Let us see it. What are the non-finites first? To know this, let's look at the following sentences carefully. He goes out, they go out. They go out to play. They went out to play with his friends. He went out to play with his friends. Watching the news on TV, they lost their confidence. They went out walking in a line. Embarrassed by the ordeal, they learned to be careful in future. Each of the verbs in the above sentences is either underlined or italicized. Underlined verbs follow the rule of the tenses. They make a complete sense with the subject and they change according to the tense and subject. You can see it in the above examples. See, goes changes with the subject and it also changes when the tense is changed, right? But italicized verbs do not follow the rule of the tenses. They do not make complete sense with the subject. They do not change according to the tense and subject, right? You can see in the examples. They do not follow the rule of the tenses. You can see in example 3 and 4. The sentence is changed into past, but to play did not change. You can also see that in example 5 and 6. Again, they do not follow the rule of the tenses because ing form of the verb always takes some helping verb, but here they did not take any helping verb, right? They do not make complete sense too if you put them with any of the subject, right? Now let us see another example, another set of examples. They go out to play, that is in present. Subject is changed. He goes out to play. Go changes, but to play does not change. They went out to play. Tense changed. You can see. Go changes, but to play did not change. They will go out to play. Again tense changed. Go changed, but to play did not change, right? You can see if you put them with subjects separately, which one makes sense and which one does not make. See, they go out. That is complete in sense. They to play, not complete in sense. He to play, not complete in sense. The underlined verbs are called finites, whereas the italicized verbs are called non-finites. Now, you have come to know what are non-finites. What are their characteristics? Let us see their forms now. Non-finites have three different forms basically: participles, gerund and infinitive. You can see their forms. We would discuss these forms and function separately. You can see the different forms of the participle, present participle, past participle and perfect participle. Their form and function is given here, but we would not discuss it here. We'll discuss it separately in the coming slides, right? Now, let us see the function and uses of these non-finites. A. Participles. First one, present participle. See the form. V4 or ing form of verb used as adjective or adverb. Okay. Examples. A running train met with accident. A train running at the speed of 130 km per hour met with accident. Number 3. Our country had many struggling leaders in the past. See, our country had many leaders struggling for freedom in the past. See the examples. Okay. The present participles underlined above are used as adjectives qualifying train and leaders respectively. Notice that one word participle is used before the noun it qualifies and the participle phrase is used just after the noun it qualifies, right? Okay, now let us see the same continued as adverb now. Present participle as adverbs. See the examples. She watched television program talking to her parents. We go to school riding on a scooter. The teacher came to the class hearing the noise, right? 3 examples. Here you can see the non-finites and the phrases that they make. Talking to her parents, riding on a scooter, and hearing the noise. In all the examples given above, underlined words are present participles used as adverb as they tell us the mode or manner of the finite verbs watched, go, and came respectively, right? They all tell the manner of the finite verbs that are coming before them, right? Note that these sentences express actually 2 actions happening at the same time, as in case of first one you can see, she watched TV program and she talked to her parents. Watching and talking goes at the same time. That is expressed, she watched TV program talking to her parents. Or you can put it, she talked to her parents watching TV program, right? Now, past participle. See the form? V3 or third form of the verb used as adjective and adverb. See the examples here. Compared to Asia, America is a small continent used as adverb. Okay, America is a small continent when compared to Asia. So that is functioning as adverb. Tired and worried, Ram and Lakshman reached the place of Jatayu used as adjective. Ram and Lakshman reached the place of Jatayu. How? When? What was their condition then? Tired and worried. This is the adjective of Ram and Lakshman. Right? Ram, worried about Sita's disappearance, came to the place of Jatayu, used as adjective. Right? Road was blocked with many trees fallen in the storm, used as adjective phrase. You can see that. India is a big country as compared with Nepal, right? As compared with Nepal, used as adverb, right? Note that these sentences combine 2 sentences whose actions took place one after another, not at the same time as it was in case of present participles. The action denoted by the participle first or earlier and the action denoted by finite verb afterwards. See one of the examples where it is very much clear. Ram came to the place of Jatayu. He had worried about Sita's disappearance. That is put like this. Ram, worried about Sita's disappearance, came to the place of Jatayu. Right? Perfect participle. See the form. Okay? Having plus V3. That is third form of verb. Used as adverb now. Right? Examples. Having finished his project, he felt relaxed. And the example, having done his homework, he went out to play. Right? Here you see, here one action takes place earlier than another one, and both are connected. See, first one, having finished his project, अपना प्रोजेक्ट फिनिश करने के पश्चात या के बाद he felt relaxed. Same way in the second case. Now gerund form, you can see V4 ing form of verb used as noun only. Right? See the examples. Walking is a good exercise. And she likes walking in the mornings. Swimming in a river is dangerous. She complains. I do not like it. I don't like her complaining. Right? And then fifth case, they work very hard. It is very painful to see it. It is very painful to see they are working very hard. Right? In first three cases, you can see the underlined words are gerund, or they make a gerundial phrase that is working either as subject or as object of the verb in the sentence. So noun. And in fourth and fifth case, you can see that two sentences can be combined into one using the gerundial noun or gerundial phrase. Right? Let us see next. Now infinitives. Here, see the forms. 2 plus V1 used as noun or adjective or as adverb. Examples. Infinitives used as noun, you can see first. To err is human. See, to err is subject here. Subject of the sentence. So noun. To find a job creates a lot of tension in our life. See, to find, infinitive, to find a job. This is infinitive phrase that is functioning as subject of verb creates. Right? Human life is to err and to improve. Right? Here two infinitives joined with and working as complement to verb is. Infinitives used as adjective now. Let's find out the way to solve this problem. See, to solve this problem is adjective to the noun the way. The attitude to find only false gives nothing in life. See, to find only false, this is infinitive phrase, this is adjective to the attitude. Mr. Malhotra has a house to let. Here to let is the adjective to the house. Infinitives used as adverbs now. Rajan went to the city to buy a color TV. Here to buy a color TV, this is infinitive phrase that shows the purpose of went. In order to find a job, Manu went to any region, northeastern region. See, in order to find a job. To find a job, this is showing the purpose of going to any region. Scientists discovered atomic energy. Purpose? To use it for human welfare, right? So again, this is adverb, right? So adverb. Here, in all these three cases, infinitive is used as adverb, right? Now, see the bare infinitives. If infinitive comes after let, bid, watch, see, may, or hear, we do not write 2 in the form, or only V1 is written in place of 2 plus V1. See the examples. Mr. Quine heard the beggar use bad language. Here, use, right? She bade me go away immediately. Here, go. Let him carry on with his responsibility. Carry on. The boy would watch the trains move like snakes. Move. People saw a man shoot Gandhiji. Shoot. Students don't like teachers making them work hard. Here, work hard. Right? In all the examples above, the underlined words in italic are bare infinitives. They don't have to before them because they have come after the verbs given above, right? Now, let us see the difference between gerund and infinitive when they come as object of a verb in the sentence, right? That is subject plus verb plus gerund or infinitive. Generally, infinitive refers to future time. See the examples where in all the cases 2 plus verb refers to the future time only. The committee proposed to take strict action. She wanted to become a doctor. Our team hopes to win 10 gold medals. School has arranged to supply books to the students. She promised to send my books. Our group leader hesitated to take any action. I remember to meet you tomorrow, right? In all these cases, 2 plus verb refers to future time. See, V4, that is a gerund used as object of another verb, may refer to the past or future time. It depends on the verb and the context. See the situation. I remember meeting you in the park yesterday. Past. People disliked her smiling among the public. Past. The management suggested approaching their association for funds. Future. Right? The principal's idea is worth following for good results. That is to be done in future. So future time reference. We don't mind starting the work next week. Future time reference. Okay. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Again future. Right. In this way, we have seen that non-finite phrases have added variety in our expression. That too precisely. Now let's have some exercise and advice. You have seen the variety of non-finite phrases expressing the variety of situations precisely. Let us practice it. Again, this advice is given to you people that practice will make us perfect. That will raise the skill. So go on learning. All the best. Thank you very much.